Good morning, hello, hi. Welcome to day one of my week off. I'm so excited. I almost wish I'd booked 2 weeks because it already doesn't feel like long enough. So profoundly nice to not be on my emails right now. So good. I have various projects I want to do this week, but at the moment my plan is to just read lots and take the kind of creative projects as they come. I have one thing I have to finish this week, and I think I'm just going to give myself like a full day on it. I think that focus will be better. So maybe we'll get to that tomorrow. But that's a secret project, so I can't tell you about that. Whereas I have all of the fabric pieces. There's also a skipping rope there, but ignore that. My sewing machine's all set up. The mock-up is going well. I have started. I did start without you. I'm so sorry. But on the bright side, I have what I think is going to work as a pattern. I need to figure out the sleeves, but that's about it. I am also determined to actually get my TBR down. I don't know what happened last week. It reduced by 1 book. We went from 33 books to 32 books. I was at 32 books first thing this morning, and then I decided that I refused to come on camera with the same TBR as 3 days ago, or 2 days ago. It would have been Saturday morning. So I finished 7 Endless Forests. So we are now down to 31 books on my TBR, I think. If this is a different number, then editing me figured it out and it was different and I'm sad. Yeah, 7 Endless Forests, what did I think? It was okay. It didn't wow me, but I think it would be quite hard for something to wow me at this point. Like, I'm not very wowable. Just that seems to be the way things are. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. As with a lot of other stuff I'm reading at the moment, it really felt like a cop-out towards the end. And unlike some other ththings, I felt like there was definitely time at the end that was spent on a lot of the epilogue-y kind of stuff that could have been pulled into how it ended. It was one of those things where at a certain point they revealed how whatever needed to be done was going to be done. It was not a fun way to do a thing. I'm trying not to spoil this for you. It was not a fun way to do a thing, and then it was just sort of a progression up to that thing, and it wasn't a case of like, we're going to try other things. It was just like, oh, well, now we have to do that bad thing, I guess. I liked the world, this like Viking-esque, Viking world. That was interesting. I didn't remember a lot of it from the bonus mercies, so that was good. I liked a lot of the storytelling in it, within the story. They tell a lot of stories. I liked the band that they get together. It's a group of nice characters, which the Viking-y books that I've read, or the Viking-inspired books I've read, they tend to be a bit kind of like rough and ready, but a bit rapey. And this wasn't that, which was nice. Yeah, the younger sister thing still bothered me, but it got better towards the end, actually. That did improve. And how that worked out, actually, I thought was really good. Yeah, could have been gayer, but that's almost always my perception. What is next? And editing Judith can cut this bit out because she doesn't have to watch it. Hey! Next I'm reading The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant, so stay tuned for updates on a Les Mis retelling. Let's see how that goes. You, my friends, get a lunchtime check-in. I mean, who said I'm wasting time on my holiday? I am doing that typical thing that I do. There is a pin here. That typical thing that I do where if I'm not doing 5 billion things, I don't feel like I'm worth having a holiday, I guess. I don't know, so fighting those brain weasels presently, but I have actually done a whole bunch of stuff, so this vlog will hopefully document that for later when I'm like, what happened to my week off? I've got most of a dress sewn. Some bits of it definitely need unpicking and doing again, but that's why we do mock-ups. That's why we do them. I think because I've got kind of the top shape I like, kind of the here to here, and then it's too square, basically, is what I'm trying to say, because it's essentially a square skirt on it, and in the real one I'll have wider fabric, so the skirt will be more gathered, which will help a bit, but I think I'm also going to try on this just gathering the bottom of the top part as well, so there's a tiny bit of waist there. So I'm going to unpick, I think I'm going to finish the top, so finish the sleeve and finish the neckline, because that's the other bit I'm a bit nervous about, is the bias binding, because I don't really know how to do that, so that's an adventure. And then I'm going to unpick the skirt and work that out, because at the same time I might redo one of the sleeve armpit parts. I'm learning and I'm growing, and one of the things is that it will be 50 billion times easier, I think, on the actual fabric, because the actual fabric is checked. And one of the big things I struggle with is sewing in a straight line, so having straight lines to sew along, it will help. Maybe I'll just make everything in checks. I think it would be so much easier. But it's like a wearable garment. I might not go outside in public in it, partly because it is made out of a bedsheet, but it's like a thing that you can put on your body and it functions, so that's pretty good. Anyway, this has been Sewing Time with Judith. The other thing that I've done is I am halfway through Court of Miracles. It's a really quick read, actually. I had a moment where I went, oh no, hang on, this is the same publisher as The Poppy War. This might be really long, but it's much more in their YA kind of stuff. I'm mostly just confused by it. Like, it's a really interesting guilds, if you like kind of guildy, assassiny, thiefy, weird stuff. That's really good. It's got some cool death, culty kind of stuff going on, or a death guild. That's really interesting. They've had to do a big prison break. That was fun. I don't know why it's a Les Mis reference. It's not a retelling, which I think I might have originally said, but the main character is Nina, who is Eponine. We've also had Etty, who is Cosette, Thénardier, who is Thénardier, and Enjolras. And if they don't make Enjolras gay, I'm going to be incredibly frustrated and very angry, probably. But yeah, so we've had all these characters, but other than that, and the fact that it's in France and it's a situation where the poor people will probably rise up at some point, I'm expecting, it just feels, what was the point? It feels as though this was completely marketing, and if you renamed all the characters, you'd just be like, great, cool. We've got a rich boy, a poor girl, her horrible father, a blonde one who's very nice and pretty but a bit useless. Like, that's my general frustration at the book at the moment. I mean, I'm enjoying the actual book, but every time I remember that it's all Les Mis characters, I'm like, why is this happening? What's going on? So I'm hoping to finish that today. Lunchtime through to this afternoon. In an effort to make myself feel productive, I think I'm going to try and write some book reviews, because I have about 6 that are waiting, some of which have already come out, because I was like, I'll read them all in April so that they'll be ready for May, and then didn't write the reviews, because it's been busy. So yeah, that's what I'm going to get on and do. Hello, happy Wednesday. I know, I missed a day. That's the first morning check-in I've missed in 8 weeks? 9 weeks? Honestly, I've lost track. I had the worst period pains of my life yesterday. Not ashamed to say it. I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to be alive. So yeah, I didn't film yesterday. I mostly sat on my sofa. I played Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which I'm very much enjoying. And I also did some reading, because the way my brain works, if you can find one thing that you can finish in a day, then your day wasn't wasted. And I know I really ought to be working on the idea that a day can be wasted, but at the moment, all I needed was, I need to finish something. Unfortunately for me, that something that I'd started that day was not a nice novella to finish, not finish this book review, but it was finish Empire of Gold, which is, I haven't actually looked at how many pages it is, maybe I'll do that now. I should say, it's the Empire of Gold, but I say City of Brass and Kingdom of Copper, not the City of Brass, the Kingdom of Copper. Live with my failings. The hardback's 400 pages. Okay, so that's not actually that long, but in a day, hardback, 400 pages, it's a bit of a trek, but I'm so glad I did. I think it's hard to say. I definitely will require a reread, but I loved rereading. I actually had the audiobooks for City of Brass and Kingdom of Copper, so I'll probably pick up the audiobook for this and have them kind of in my audiobook rotation, which would be really nice. I really enjoyed it. It was good fun. I say good fun. I did cry at a couple of points. What I think these books do really well is pulling in that idea of like pulling the rug out from under your feet, which is one of my least favourite, but in hindsight, best things. Like, in the moment, I'm like, why would you do this to me? And afterwards, I'm like, oh, that was so good. The best analogy I can give you is in Mulan, the Disney animated film, where they're doing A Girl Worth Fighting For, and then the song like ends and it's like, here is a burnt out wreck of a village and a doll of a child, and you're just like, oh no, oh dear, oh this is, oh. And yeah, that's kind of what these books feel like from start to finish, but it was exactly what I needed. I don't want to talk about the ending because it's not quite the time yet. I think I will, in my wrap up, maybe do like after the post credits, I'm going to talk about how Empire of Gold, there we go, ends. And I also debated doing a semi-spoilery review, which I think would be fun, because I think a lot of people are going to do spoiler-free ones, but I kind of want to do a, you've read Empire of Gold, let's talk about it, possibly be more fun for me to do, I guess, because otherwise you just end up saying like, I really liked a thing that happened on page 54, and I'm not about that life. It was one of those things where at a certain point they revealed how whatever needed to be done was going to be done. And by started I really do mean I've read page 1 of The Circus Rose, which was next on my list, and I think that's what I'm going to try and read today, because I don't think it'll be too long. Yeah, probably. And at page 1, I don't have a huge amount I can say. I did have to ask some friends whether it was possible to have twins with 2 different fathers, and apparently it is. It's just very, very rare. Just get working on that today, and then today is also, I think I've decided, going to be catch up on book reviews day, so I'm going to try and get all of my NetGalley reviews written, because I'm a bit behind, and then if I can finish all of those in a timely manner, I might try and knock out some of my own TBR reviews as well. Keep an eye on the blog, it's linked below. I think that's everything, so I will see you later. I just didn't press record. Hello! Happy lunchtime. It's all good. The laundry's on, I'm washing my towels. I'm feeling productive today despite the pain, and that's all I can ask for. I've written 4 book reviews so far today, which is stellar. I'm really chuffed. I have 3 more review copy reviews I have to write, and then a bunch of owned TBR that I could write or I could leave. I might write The Girl in Red, and I might... pen everywhere. I might write The Girl in Red. I think that's the only one that isn't like a sequel on this list. And I feel like writing reviews for sequels never goes well for me. I always end up just saying like, I mean, it was book 1 and then book 2, you know. You'll hear my thoughts on them in various wrap-ups at some point. That's all I care about. So yeah, 3 more book reviews to write. I'm desperate to get them done today, because I think tomorrow I'm going to do a full day on Secret Project and try and knock that back. And then Friday will be dress, and then it's the weekend, and then I need to film again. I haven't decided what to film this week. I really don't know. I thought about doing a Daevabad trilogy kind of review, but then I don't know if I'm like the wrong person to be doing that, because like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Difficult and pondering. Anything else to update you on? Yes, reading. I'm also working my way through The Circus Rose. It's very quick because half of it is in prose. It is... do I mean prose? Like poetry. Verse, that's the one. I'm at 40% of the way through, and so far it is okay. At the moment, the biggest kind of things that I've clocked are there is a religious order who are being horrible to the circus, which I wasn't surprised by, but sometimes can get really old very quickly. We've got queer interests. There's what I think is autistic rep, but I can't call it that. It's not explicitly been called that anywhere in the book. I don't know, but yes, very neuroatypical. One of the main characters is very neuroatypical. There's a bear, which is an interesting storyline that I will maybe talk about if anything comes of it. And yeah, my biggest concern at the moment is it did the thing that I hate, where I get a few chapters in, like significantly into the book. I must have been at least 10% in, if not more. And then it was like, yeah, the Fae coming over from the Fae world and doing their magic. And I was like, wait a second, there's real magic in this? And it just... either it hadn't registered with me or it hadn't been mentioned until that point. And I don't know why, but that really bothers me. I really don't like a book that can't set out whether it is real, magic, a mixture of both, completely fine, which this is. But yeah, I need to know that from the off. That's one of the first things you should set up. You should set up for me, unless it's plot relevant that we don't know that yet. But I can't think of any world where it would be. The same thing happened in Sanctuary by Vic James, where it got quite a significant way through before I was like, oh, but you can be a witch and that's just something that people know? Oh, okay. Well, that's my afternoon is going to be finishing that and some book reviews and maybe writing the review for that if I'm completely on a roll by then. I'm also going to go wash my hair because it's just a bit of a disaster, and I will see you later. No. That's better. It is now the morning of the next day. Happy Thursday. Ooh, plant watering day. Noted. It's also secret project day. I'm spending a whole day trying to finish a big secret project that I can't tell you about. So I don't know why I'm bringing it up, but that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to put Ship of Magic on in the background. So hopefully we should blast through some of that. I'm hoping to also finish, I'm going to say it wrong, The Order of the Pure Moon in Reflected in Water. Sorry. So I'm going to try and finish that. I'm about 20% into that. So far, it's very novella-y in that there's not been a huge amount of detail, but that's okay. I finished Circus Rose yesterday, is the other thing to update you on. Oh, I wept! I was starting it thinking like, oh, a silly YA circus book, this will be fine. And then by the end I was like, and the bear, and her mum, and yeah, I can't speak to how the representation is. Her sister comes across as very neurotypical, I can't remember if I've said. And obviously I can't speak to that, so I'll be interested to hear some own voices reviews and see how they think that comes across. But all of her sister's perspective is written in poetry, and I thought it was really lovely. A really nice kind of very queer story. It took me a moment to get that it wasn't a typo because it was a review copy and sometimes that happens, but the love interest for the other character is Faye, because as I said, the Faye are randomly there. That was the main bit where I was like, is this necessary? I don't know. But yes, so Tam is Faye and uses fee for femme, I think, were their pronouns, effectively, or fair pronouns, I suppose, which I thought was interesting. And I'd encountered books with non-binary protagonists. I hadn't yet found one that used kind of new pronouns before, which was really interesting. And yeah, not what I expected from what looked to be a fairly generic Circus YA book. I thought it would be, and then she fell in love with a girl, and that was it. But no, it went much deeper than that, which was really interesting. Yeah, and bits of it made me cry, which I'm very hormonal, so make of that what you will. But it did make me a bit emotional. But it was also a quick read, so that was good, especially after Empire of Gold. But that was my biggest concern, was that after Empire of Gold it was just going to come across as terrible. But actually it really held its own. Some good books this month, guys. 20% through, order the What's It in Reflected Whodads, and gonna try and blast through some audiobooks today. Next step is to work out what I did with the rest of my secret project, because I put it away somewhere and I can't remember where. I won't lie to you, pals. This morning's been a little bit rough. It's Friday morning. Please don't creak at me. I'm already tired. This morning, I'm just feeling super depressed, and I'm hoping it will go away with caffeine and a bit of time. I'm just at a huge block this morning, and I thought about not filming, and I thought, no, I probably ought to check in and, at least vaguely say hello. I didn't do any more reading of The Order of the Pure Moon in Reflected in Water. It's probably that rather than in reflected water. I don't think that's a way of saying it, because I didn't want to. And I worked a lot on Secret Project. It's not done, which I think is part of what's triggered this kind of brain funk of like, you still haven't completed anything, meh. I did listen to a bit more of Ship of Magic, but it's not exactly what I want right now, which is really frustrating. And Robin Hobb's books are very well written, but they just aren't any happy moments in them, especially this book so far. And I know it's because I'm at the beginning, so I haven't had any of those moments yet, but I was thinking back to when I was listening to the Assassiny ones, and yeah, good stuff doesn't happen. And I don't know, it's just, I need some good stuff, and maybe that's what I need to do, is find something good. But honestly, I have some depressing stuff on my TBR. But yeah, so at the moment my biggest kind of concerns are, I need to finish a book, I still need to write some book reviews, I still need to finish my secret project, I still need to finish the dress I'm sewing because I haven't done any more work on that, and I need to think of something to film for Monday. Yeah, everything's a bit of a mess, but it's just because it's first thing in the morning and I'm hard on myself. I'm going to try and come back later when I'm feeling a bit perkier. I'm fairly good at thinking myself out of these things, reasonably alright at it. I'm just filming in a moment where I'm in the depths of it. So I'll be back later, probably, with some cheerier attitude. But hello, welcome to reality. Do not creak. Me the whole time I'm editing this. Hello to the vlog from me, a person who just filmed half of a video. I'm going to film the other half tomorrow. It's going to be good. I just thought I would check in. It is almost the evening. I don't actually know what time it is. 4:15. There you go. Things are going okay. I finished Order in the Pure Moon, that one, and I thought it was alright. I wanted to love it, and I don't think it gave me enough, but that was kind of how I felt about, what was the first one? Sorcerer to the Crown as well. And then I've read the first chapter, about 5%, maybe 6% of the way through The Devil's Blade, which is the next one, which is, I'm pretty sure, gonna be a DNF. Already, we've just had so much mention of how much sex she's having, and I'm already super uncomfortable. And I think I'm gonna give it maybe I'm going to give it up to 15% and see how that is. But I just don't want to waste my time on it. I really don't. I don't want to come across like I'm not giving it a chance, because I am, but knowing how other people have felt about it, I don't 100% know I want to try and get all the way to, you know, whatever the equivalent of 100 pages in would be. It's just my feeling. Half a video filmed. I'm very pleased. Most of the vlog edited. Again, very pleased. Probably not going to do much the rest of the day. That was enough. Plenty for a Friday. Certainly plenty for a bank holiday. Hello, it's Saturday morning. Welcome back to me. I ended up... What did I do yesterday? When did I last check in? I can't remember. But I'm feeling much better today. I did film some yesterday. No, I did. I checked in after that. That's why the camera is still here. Filmed something yesterday, ready to film again today, wearing darker clothing. I didn't want to get fully in, like, long sleeve black regalia, because I can't be bothered. So I'm wearing eyeliner and lipstick, and that is enough. I haven't read any more of The Devil's Blade because I really didn't want to. So I instead read half of The Seafarer's Kiss, which is a really short book by Julia Ember. It's not actually on my TBR, it's one of my rereads, so it doesn't knock my TBR down, but I'm kind of okay with it. I just needed to remind myself what nice queer fiction was before I read what I suspect will not be. That's kind of where I'm at. And then today is going to be, I've got a film. I don't know whether to just say hang it and film while the laundry's on, but I've edited vlog clips where it's on in the background and it's not great. So maybe we'll do that in like an hour. Maybe I'll finish the vlog now. And then I've got to edit that video, get everything all uploaded and ready for Monday. Yeah, and then I'm going to take kind of today and the rest of today, however much of today I have left, and Sunday off as my kind of final bits of holiday. The only thing I'm going to do is tidy in this room again, because I just like starting the week with a clean slate. So I'm going to close out the vlog here. At this point, my TBR was at 31 books when we started, whatever I said it was, and it's now at this number, because my laptop is in another room and if I turn it on everything will go clicky again. I actually do think I read down my TBR a lot this week because I've been tackling review copies, so thank you for putting up with that. I know it's not to make the most visually engaging content because I can't hold things up for you, but yeah, hopefully we've got the skinny on some new releases, which is cool. And I'm going to drink the cup of coffee, so right here, I'm going to edit these clips into the vlog and get that ready to go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope that you had a lovely week as well, whether you were off work, whether you were on work, whatever's happening. I hope it was good, and if it wasn't, I hope the next week is better for you. You can comment below if you've read any of these books, if you're planning on reading any of them, if anything surprised you. What would you have done in a week off where you felt terrible? You can also subscribe, it makes me feel loved and appreciated, and I will see you in the next one.